Coming back to drop another class for you guys. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging. We're going to build a little bit more heat. We're going to play around with crow and some arm balances. So if you're new to crow, we'll talk through how to practice getting into crow. And if you already have that in your practice, then you can practice with this and hold it for longer. We'll have fun, we'll move, and let's just get started. We'll find our way to our backs to start today. Bringing the soles of your feet together, letting your knees fall open. Always an option to bring support for under your knees if this causes pain in any way, or just find a regular Savasana with your legs extended. And then bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and bring it lower on your belly, just below the belly button. And then begin to let go of all your to-do lists, your worries, your day. Dropping into your body here on the mat, giving yourself this next hour just for yourself, just to be present in the moment, in the breath, in the movement. I'm going to set an intention for our practice today. Our intention is to follow the feeling and not how it looks. If this intention doesn't resonate with you, you can set something that works better with you today. Just thinking of how important in our practice, in our asana, how important the feeling of the postures is so much more important than how they look, where you are. We get the benefit from the feeling in our body, not from how other people see us. So holding on to that intention or any other intention that you made, we'll practice a little bit of pranayama, some breath work. So on your next inhale, deepen your breath all the way down into your belly, letting your belly rise as you fill the lungs with oxygen, opening the diaphragm, then up into the ribs and the chest. And exhale, slowly let it go. Again, inhaling deep into the belly, right where your hand is, filling up, letting the belly rise. And exhale. Notice what it feels like as it deflates. Keep moving with this long, lengthened inhales and exhales, feeling your belly rise and fall with your breath. Bringing your breath into the belly, into that lower belly. Right here where your hand is our second chakra. It's the location for feeling. So it meets right along with our intention. We're going to take one more deep breath, the deepest breath you've taken yet. Inhaling. And at the top, just hold it just for a moment. Noticing the stillness. And then exhale out your mouth with a sigh. Allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Bring your hands down to your knees. We're going to start our movement. You can open your eyes or you can keep them closed for a bit longer. Bring your knees back up towards the sky, heel toeing your feet out to hip width apart. We're going to go through some bridge rolls. So make sure that you can touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. We're going to inhale, exhale, peel the spine up from the mat as you lift the hips, coming all the way up into bridge. Hold it here as you inhale. And exhale, go in reverse, all the way back down. Inhale, staying here. Exhale, lift the tail. Peel the spine up off the mat, up into bridge. And exhale, lower back down. One more time, inhaling. And exhale, peel it up. This time we're going to hold it up at the top. So we're going to hold our bridge, grounding down through the heels, knees drawing together. We don't want them to fall open. You can stay here or you can bring one shoulder at a time under the body to lift the heart even more. I'm popping here. Lift the heart, lift the hips. Feel the long line of energy through the back side of the body. If you've tucked the arms under, and gently release. Everybody inhale, coming up onto your tiptoes, and exhale, roll through the spine all the way back down. Not sure if you can hear this, but my cat is eating in the background. Bring your knees into your chest, wrapping your hands around your knees. Just a gentle hug here. We don't want to squeeze in too much, keeping the low back flat to the mat. And then just do some circles here along the low back. And reverse direction. And releasing your hands, releasing the feet back down to the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left. And then lift your legs, reaching around the hamstring, pulling the legs towards you. Or if you want a little bit deeper, you can bend the knee and reach around the front of the shin. Keep the right toes drawing back towards the shin, and then you can rotate the left ankle. Feeling the stretch in the hip. And reverse directions. Keeping your legs where they are, open your arms like wings, palms open to the sky. And exhale, slowly let the knees fall to the left. Bring your foot to the floor. And if you can, gaze over at your right foot, right hand, sorry, wrong body part. Feeling the gentle twist in the spine. Next exhale, bring your knees back to center, releasing both feet down to the mat. We're switching sides, so left ankle comes on top of right, pulling the knees towards the chest, keeping the low back on the mat. Left toes drawn towards the shin. Rotate your foot in one direction. I feel like I'm having an animal party as all my pets are joining me. And reverse directions. Releasing the hands, keep the legs where they are, arms open wide. And on the exhale, let the feet fall over to the right. Gaze over at your left hand. Your next exhale, bringing your feet back, uncrossing your legs, and bringing your feet back down to the mat. Bringing your knees into your chest, bring your hands behind your knees. We're going to rock and roll along the length of the spine 3 times. Inhale and exhale as you roll. Inhale, exhale. On the last roll, cross at the ankles and roll over to all fours. I'm going to step back so I don't come out of frame here. So we're going to start here. Bring the big toes together, open the knees wide to the edge of your mat, and exhale, lower your hips down to child's pose, letting your forehead rest. Staying here for a moment, letting the tail melt towards the heels. Breathing. And we're going to come into side body stretch. So inhale. On the exhale, walk your hands to the left, coming off the mat, pushing the floor away with your left hand and feeling like you're dragging your right hand towards you. Feeling it deep in the stretch along the right side of the body, the intercostal muscles. One more deep inhale. On the exhale, move to the other side. So pushing the right hand away, left hand dragging towards you. It doesn't need to move, just the action of pulling the left hand towards you. And then coming back to center. I'm going to dust my hands off. My floor is dusty. Coming up to all fours, we're going to set up for our first downward facing dog. So fingers spread wide, grounding into the pads and the knuckles. Curl your toes under, inhale, and on the exhale, lift the hips and push back to downward facing dog. You can begin by pedaling your feet in this first downward facing dog. And on your next exhale, slowly walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart, bend your knees a lot. Allow your upper body to rest over the top of your legs. Let your head hang natural and loose. You can sway side to side here in ragdoll. Shaking your head yes and no. Releasing the hands, straighten the legs. We're going to inhale, come to a halfway lift. Flat back, shoulder blades draw together. Exhale, forward fold, bringing your feet together, toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, bend your knees and rise all the way to stand, reaching towards the sky. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. Closing your eyes just for a moment, checking back in with the intention that you set. And then preparing to move. We're going to come through 3 sun salutation A's. Inhale, reach the arms up. Staying here, engage the glutes. Exhale, cactus the arms as you lift the heart. Just a baby back bend here. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands outside of the feet. Step one foot back and then the other into plank. We're going to inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, rolling over the feet, coming up into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees a lot, look between your hands, and at the bottom of the exhale, you can walk forward or you can float your feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep wide as you come to stand in tall mountain. Engage the glutes. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can plant your hands and step back, or you can hop back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come into one more round. Inhale, bringing your feet together, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees, look between the hands, and step or float to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step or hop. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll move into our first flow. Inhale, reaching your right leg high to the sky, long and strong. And exhale, stack the hips, bend the right knee, reaching the right knee towards the sky as you pull the right heel towards the glutes. Equal pressure in right and left hand, shoulders square to the front of the mat. Feel the opening in the hip. Take a deep breath in and exhale, come forward, right knee touches right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come across the body, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And then sweep your right foot all the way around, planting it outside of your right hand. Coming up onto the fingers here first. Drawing the heart towards the front of the room. Soften the front of the left hip towards the mat. And then slowly lower your left leg, your left knee, and release the foot. We're going to come into lizard. Lots of options here. So we want to mainly be feeling this along the left hip flexor. You can stay here, you can lower. Or if you want to deepen the stretch in the left hip flexor, you can sweep your right arm behind you, lifting the foot, and then opening the heart. Making sure there's no pain in the left knee. You can always hold postures in stillness, or sometimes I like to sway back and forth to feel all the fibers in the muscle that I'm opening or stretching. Getting more round of the stretch. If you lifted the left foot, gently let it come back. Bringing your right foot now, heel toeing it to the center of the mat. We're going to curl your left toes under, lift your left knee, inhale, and on the exhale, twist open to the right, stacking the shoulders, reaching the right fingers to the sky. Long and strong through the left leg. Inhale here, and keeping the twist, exhale, we're just going to rise into a high lunge. So a twisted high lunge, wrapping the rib cage around the heart, gazing at the right hand. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to come into warrior two. Left hand drops down as the right hand comes over, adjusting your feet and dropping into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Gaze is soft, just beyond the right fingertips, pushing energy out the left, out the outside edge of the left foot. Your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes towards the sky. And exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow to the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arm out in front of you and then up alongside your ear so that you can gaze up underneath the armpit. Long line of energy from your left foot to your left fingertips. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Lift the left heel. Inhale, bring the right foot back to meet the left. Shifting forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing happening on the other side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Long and strong, reach high. And then exhale, stack the hips, point the knee towards the sky, square the shoulders. Opening the hip here. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, come forward. Knee comes to the elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee across the body to the right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And then stay here, open the leg and bring the foot outside of the hand. Coming up onto your fingertips here. Drawing the heart forward to the front of the room as you melt the right hip, the front of the right hip towards the mat. And then slowly lowering the right knee, release the foot. Keep the heart drawing forward. You can lower here to your elbows, or you can stay on your hand. If you came into the bind, you can lift the right foot, sweep your left hand around to grab the foot, and then make sure there's no pain in the right knee. If you lifted the right foot, let it come back down, bringing both hands back to the mat. We're going to heel toe the left foot to the center of the mat this time. Lift the right knee. Inhale, and on the exhale, open to the left, twisting, stacking the shoulders in this low lunge twist. Keeping strong and grounding through the feet. Keeping your twist, inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to rise into a twisted lunge or twisted high lunge, using the muscles to twist you here. Inhale, and on the exhale, warrior two. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up and over, adjusting your feet and dropping into your warrior two. Strong warrior. Soften your gaze. Drop the tail. Make sure that your left knee is opening, not falling in. On your next inhale, drop your right hand and reverse your warrior. Inhale. And exhale, left elbow to the knee. Inhale as you sweep your arm forward into extended side angle. Long line of energy from your foot to your fingertips. Inhale. And exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Inhale, left comes back to meet the right. Shifting forward and lowering. You can always skip the vinyasa and meet us in downward facing dog at any time. So we're going to stay here, take a couple of breaths. We're going to move through that same flow. I'm just going to add some challenges. We'll work into some arm balances and some side balances. So on your next inhale, let's lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, come forward, knee to right elbow. Inhale, high to the sky. Exhale, knee to left elbow and stay here. From here, just straighten the leg. You're going to come to the outside edge of your right foot. Staying here, shoulders square with the mat. We're just going to stretch first. So bending into your right knee and then your left, right, left. Feeling the stretch in the IT band. Bringing legs back to straight, we're going to come into fallen star. So on your next inhale, we're going to rotate open to the inside of the left foot, landing on the right hand, reach the left hand to the sky, legs stay where they are. Fallen star. Gazing up at your left hand, lift the hips, and breathe. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your left hand back down, rotating towards the mat. Lift your right knee into your chest, and then slowly shift over to your left as you slowly and carefully come into wild thing. So right foot comes behind you, lift the hips. Arms reach, heart lifts and opens. Inhale. And exhale. Lift your right knee, and as gracefully and carefully as you can, see if you can just rotate your right foot all the way to the front of the mat. If you can't, it's no big deal. Just challenges. So challenge yourself. It's not what it looks like, it's how it feels. So listening to your body. From here, we're not going to lower into lizard this time. We're going to do it a little bit more challenging. You can stay here, or you can lower. And if you want to come in to a bind, begin to nuzzle your right shoulder underneath your right knee. And then maybe you can open your arms, tenting your fingers. Maybe you can fly your arms, grounding through the feet. Maybe you can come into a bind. Keep breathing. One more breath here. If you're in a bind, release everybody, bringing your hands back inside of the right foot. Heel toeing your right foot between the hands. Inhale. We've been here before. Exhale into the twist. We're going to move with our breath. Inhale here. Exhale. High twist. Inhale here to warrior, and exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, extended side angle. Maybe dropping your hand to the floor this time. Gazing forward just in front of your right toes. Lift your right hand and reach just in front of your right toes. Inhale, and on the exhale, push off, supporting yourself with your right hand. Come to stand on your right leg in half moon. So finding half moon here, you're going to stack your hips, stack your shoulders, like you're in between two panes of glass here. If you're in half moon, you want to challenge, bring your gaze down to the mat, right about where your hand is. Bend your left knee and reach back for that foot. If you've caught the foot, you can kick into the foot for Chapasana or sugarcane pose. I might be out of focus here. I feel like I might be out of frame. It's making me lose my balance. We're going to stay on this right leg. Hopefully I stay in frame. Inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to come to Shiva Squat. So hands come to heart center, bend both knees, tap your right calf with your left knee. From here, inhale, keep your hands where they are, and extend to warrior three. We're going to do that flow a couple times. Exhale, Shiva Squat. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, Shiva Squat. Last time, inhale, warrior three. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your left down to meet your right. From here, heel toe your feet wide to the edge of your mat. Grabbing your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Feeling and noticing the difference in this fold, the different places it stretches in your legs. Breathe into the sensation. Releasing your hands. Bend your knees. Inhale. And on the exhale, roll one vertebra at a time. All the way up to standing. Head and shoulders come up last. Inhale, arms sweep to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to come down into our Yogi Squat. So hands come to heart center as you lower your hips down. I always bring my feet closer together. I'm going to step back. Once I'm down, we want to try to keep our feet flat on the mat. It's okay if you're here, but the wider your feet are, the more likely you're going to get them flat. And then you can even the weight through the soles of your feet. Letting the tail drop, the spine be straight, the crown of the head lift. And breathe here, pressing hands together to heart center, elbows pushing the knees wider. And here's where it gets fun. So releasing your hands, we're going to play with crow. So you can bring your feet closer in. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet so I can show you. Hands shoulder width apart. Fingers wide. Find that really good grip so your pads, your fingers, and your knuckles are all grounded into the mat. We're going to lift our hips until we can tuck our knees up into our armpits. From here, let's see if I'm in the right spot. From here,
You can just, if you're new, you can just tip forward, kind of bringing some weight into your hands. Bring your gaze towards the front of the room. So you're creating wrinkles in your forehead. You're lifting your gaze so much past your eyebrows. From here, you can try lifting one foot and then the other, or maybe you can lift both, drawing your heart up towards the sky. Wherever you are, stay for a couple breaths, and then we'll move through our vinyasa or just meet back in downward facing dog. Taking a round of breath here, grounding. And we have the other side to do. On your next inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, come forward, knee to left elbow. Inhale, high to the sky. Exhale, come forward, knee to right elbow. From here, stay here, lifted, and extend that left leg. So we're just going to stay here and stretch for a moment, bending into your left knee and then your right knee. I feel this along my left hip. Then straightening both legs on an inhale, rotate open to your left hand to falling star. Lift the hips, stack the shoulders. Keep the left toes drawn back towards the shin. And breathe. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your hand down. Both hands on the mat, right heel lifted. We're going to come into wild thing. Inhale, bend the knee into the chest as you rotate open, dropping your left foot behind you and lifting your hips into wild thing. Breathing here. It's hard to talk in this position. Inhale. See if you can rotate kind of into a side plank, lifting the right or the left knee up. And as slow and with control, see if you can bring your left foot all the way forward. I wasn't that graceful on that side. Right hand or left foot, heel toes over to the center. Right hand stays where it is. Inhale, and on the exhale, twist open to a lunge, a twisted lunge. We're going to move with our breath. Inhale and exhale, high lunge. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Maybe hand comes to the floor. We're going to move into our balance. I might have to move back a little bit. So afraid I'm getting out of frame. So gaze just beyond your left toes. Reach your hand towards where your gaze is. Inhale, and on the exhale, push off and support yourself with the left hand. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Staying here in half moon or finding Chapasana if you tried on the other side. Catching the right foot in the hand and then finding that kick. So we'll stay here on the left leg for that balancing flow. Inhale. And exhale, hands come to heart center as right knee taps left calf in Shiva Squat. Inhale, hands stay where they are, warrior three in extension. Exhale, Shiva Squat. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, Shiva Squat. One more time. Inhale, warrior three. And exhale, Shiva Squat. Inhale, warrior three. And exhale, right foot comes down to meet the left. And fold forward. Heel toeing your feet out to the edge of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bending your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center as the hips lower into our Yogi Squat. Whoop. Losing my balance here. We're in the Yogi Squat. I keep getting afraid I'm going to be off the camera. This is a smaller space than I'm used to. So hands come to heart center. This time we're just going to release the wrist a little bit. So instead of having hands at heart center, bend your wrists, bringing the backside of your hands together, and then your elbows back to your knees. Just giving a little pressure, pushing your wrist in the opposite way. Staying here, or you can bring your fingers into a fist as much as you can. You're not going to it doesn't work very much, but it's a stretch. Inhale, release. Exhale, fist. Inhale, release. Exhale, fist. Inhale, release. Releasing the hands. Rotate at the wrist. Move the fingers. Reverse directions. Giving a little break for these hands. We're putting a lot of pressure on them. Our bodies aren't used to as we walk around on our feet all day. One more playtime in crow. So I bring my feet kind of closer together, hands to the mat, fingers spread wide, finding it the same way. You may not be able to get your knees all the way up to your armpits, but just as high as you can. And then finding your posture. So holding it here, and if you wanted to try the float back, if you're in crow, you're going to lift up and land with your elbows already bent in chaturanga. Wherever you are, choosing a vinyasa or coming into downward facing dog. That one wasn't my most graceful, but it's not how it looks, it's how it feels. So staying here in our downward facing dog, shaking out the head, release the jaw. We have one more flow, and it's slightly slowing it down, and then we're really slowing down. So on your next inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, come forward, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step your right foot all the way through. From here, we're going to come to Skandasana on the back side of the mat. So hands come to heart center, inhale, and then bending through your leg, drop your left heel and shift back into Skandasana. Right toes draw back towards the shins. We're going to come into a flow here. So your foot may come flat, mine doesn't. It's flexibility and anatomy. So you can work at it, but you may never get there. No big deal. It's how it feels and not how it looks. So inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to keep our body low, knees bent, and shift into warrior two at the front of the mat. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, arms sweep all the way around. Skandasana. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to stay. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, Skandasana. One more time. Inhale to stay. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, and then exhale, bring your hands down. We're going to rotate towards the back of the mat. So coming all the way down, stay in this lunge. So right heel is lifted, and then using your hands for support, heel toe your left foot across the mat until you can bend your left knee, setting it down next to your left wrist. Release your right knee and foot, and then slide it back, keeping your legs straight for half pigeon. So we're going to stay lifted here for the beginning of pigeon. If your knees are sensitive, I recommend your left knee be more bent. Some people that have more open knee, or no pain in the knees and more open hips, they can
bring their shin more parallel with the back edge. But this will protect your knee joint, and drawing your left toes back to your shin will protect the joint. So staying here, or maybe even reaching back for your mat, drawing the heart forward, just a little bit of a back bend. If you want to come into a bind, you can sweep your right arm behind you, grab the inside of your right foot, and then square your shoulders again. You want a little bit more, you can tuck the foot into the elbow crease. Wherever you are, you can stay here and support yourself, or you can lift hand or hands so that you're balancing. Do what feels good for you today. If you lifted the right foot, gently let it come back down. Everybody, one more inhale, lifting the heart. And then exhale, keep your body centered as you walk your hands forward and fold over the left leg. Lots of options here. Maybe you can come to your forearms. Maybe you can stack your hands and rest your forehead. Maybe you can extend your entire upper body out. If you are not able to rest your head, we want to relax our whole body so that it gives signals to the hip to open. You can use a block, a pillow, a blanket, books for a support, or you can create a little pillow with your fists. Just gives a little height, brings the floor up to your forehead, and then relax into the shoulders, relax into the neck. Staying here and breathing, reconnecting with that long, lengthened breath. And then focusing your breath into the left hip and glute. Your next inhale, coming back slowly up to your hands. Hands shoulder width apart. Shift your weight forward into your hands. Curl your right toes under, lift your knee. Inhale, lift your left knee to your chest. And exhale, either downward facing dog or you can take a vinyasa. Last flow, we're going to come back around to the front. So inhale, lifting your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, come forward, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, high to the sky. Exhale, cross the body to the right elbow. Inhale, high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping it through. So this time we're going to drop your right foot. Inhale, hands come to heart center and shift into Skandasana at the front of the mat. We'll come into that flow 3 times. So inhale, holding it here. Exhale, shift, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, stay. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Skandasana. Last time, inhale, stay. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, Skandasana. Inhale one more time. Exhale, hands come down, rotating towards the front of the room. Heel toe your right foot across the mat till you can bend the knee, setting it down next to the right wrist. Sliding the left foot back, making sure the leg is straight. Toes can draw in, feet are dirty, towards the shin.
And then in the beginning, we're going to lift the heart. Whether you grab the mat, keep your hands in front, maybe you bind if you did on the other side. If you're in a bind, try to bring the shoulders square to the front of the mat. We don't want to let the body open to the left. We want to keep it square so we keep that back bend, shoulder blades drawing towards each other. And the opening of the heart. Keep breathing. Your next exhale, slowly let the foot come back down to the mat if it's lifted. Inhale one more time, everybody, lifting the heart. And exhale, folding over the right knee. If there's ever any pain in the knee in half pigeon, you can open the hip in another way. You can use figure 4, seated or laying down. We don't want to put the knee in jeopardy here. But in whatever position you're in here, allow yourself to melt down, releasing into the mat, reconnecting with your breath. And again, focusing the breath into the right hip, the right glute. With each exhale, sending permission for the joint to safely open. Your next inhale, slowly coming back up onto your hands. Hands shoulder width apart, curl your left toes under. Inhale, reach the right back to meet the left into downward facing dog. We're taking your very last vinyasa of the practice. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhaling here. And on the exhale, coming to all fours. Coming to your knees. And then crossing over your ankles, roll back to a seated position, facing the front of the room. Toes draw towards the shins. We'll do one little stretch here on the back sides of the legs. Inhale, arms reach to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Maybe you've got the feet. Maybe you can reach beyond the feet. It's not as important how it looks. Again, maybe your hands are just resting here. But it is important that you're reaching the heart forward and keeping the hinge happening in the hip instead of around back. You can feel the difference in the hamstring all along the back side of your legs. If you reach the heart forward, try to flatten the back as you hinge rather than round. Release the bind if you're in one. Slowly stack the spine. I don't know if I have enough room. So from here, we're going to zip the legs up together. Engage the inner thighs to keep the legs together. Inhale, arms sweep to the sky. On the exhale, slowly start lowering your spine, one vertebra at a time, down to the mat. Rolling through the spine. Don't skip over the low back. And release down. There's a little Pilates for you. Kind of throw a little bit in of every practice I do. Laying here for a moment, catching your breath. On your next exhale, bring your knees into your chest, and then open your knees wider than your chest. Reach your fingers around the outer edge of your feet, or you can grab your big toes with your peace fingers, and then lowering and lengthening your entire spine back onto the mat, all the way down to the sacrum.
So we don't want to have lifted the tail here. We want as much of our back on the mat as possible, including the shoulders. And then pull the knees down towards the earth without letting the tail lift. You can stay here in stillness, or you can rock side to side in happy baby. You can also straighten one leg and then the other, whatever feels good. Releasing the hands, bring the knees to tabletop. Open your arms wide, palms open to the sky. Cross your right leg over your left. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, let the knees fall to the left, keeping your right shoulder engaged with the mat. If you can, and it doesn't bother your neck, you can bring your gaze over to your right hand, completing the twist. If you want a little bit more, and you'll get a little bit more IT stretch on the outside of the right hip, you can let your left knee rest down to the mat, extend your right leg, and grab your right foot with your left hand. It deepens the twist slightly, but more than that, you'll feel a deep stretch across the right side. In all our twists, we're squeezing all the internal organs in our torso, wringing out all the old blood, giving them a chance to cleanse. If you have the foot, release the foot. Bring your knees back together, coming back to center. And then left crosses over the right. Inhale and exhale. Knees fall to the right. Oh, I'm too close to the wall here. Extending the left leg if you did on the other side. Keeping the left shoulder engaged with the floor. Gaze towards your left hand. If you can't bend your neck in this direction, it's fine to keep it up towards your gaze up towards the ceiling. Just continuing the twist through the spine into the neck. And then releasing the foot if you have it in the hand, bending both knees, coming back to center and extending your legs out long onto the mat for our final resting posture in Savasana. And give your whole body a little shake, shaking out any last movements that you need. Shaking the hands and the wrists, shimmying the hips and the shoulders. And then slowly find your way to stillness. Allowing your body to soften down to the mat. Allowing your breath to return to its natural rate. Noticing the lightness in the front side of your body. And noticing the heaviness in the back side, where your body meets the earth. Letting your eyes soften in the sockets. Letting your forehead soften across your skull. Letting your cheeks and jaw soften and melt. Letting go of any tension left in your body as you exhale. And then bringing your awareness into your body, into the sensations that you're feeling in the moment. How does your breath feel? As you inhale and expand, and as you exhale and contract and release. Notice the feeling of your clothes on your skin. Noticing the temperature in the air. Noticing the sounds that are near you. And then noticing sounds that are far away. What do you hear? And taking these last few moments in Savasana to allow all the work we just did in our practice to integrate, to absorb. So we maybe take it off of our mat and into other areas in our life, along with our intention. If you can stay in Savasana longer, you can pause the video. It'd be wonderful to stay in as long as you'd like. But if you're following me, slowly bring your awareness back inward, back into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, bringing in movement, rotating your wrists and ankles. And then on an inhale, extend your arms overhead, bringing your legs together and reaching the longest stretch that you have yet to do today. Get as long as you can from fingertips to toes. One more inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knees up into your chest. You can leave your forehead down, or you can hug your knees even closer, forehead coming towards your knees. Releasing your legs, slowly rolling over to one side, keeping your eyes closed. Staying here for just a moment in fetal position. And then everyone, carefully keeping your eyes closed, find your way to a comfortable seated position. We'll all meet for our last unified breath. So finding that comfortable seat, long spine, eyes closed. Our next inhale, sweep your arms wide, reaching up like you're gathering energy above your head. And then exhale, grab that energy between your hands as your palms come together to heart center. Thank you, everyone, for sharing this practice with me. I hope you go out and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.